Of all the programs that RPA is involved with, engaging with our member companies, this is truly one of my favorites. In many ways in the industry, we're asked about the how-to, what are the benefits? And in many ways we respond theoretical, or we've got white papers, or we've got models that we're able to demonstrate. But this is the one program where we've got actual physical evidence about how reusable packaging is being used in the commercial marketplace and the benefits in which it's bringing to the users of these products. It's that real world conditions and evidence that we celebrate here today, but then also draw from that experience. So as an education arm of the industry, we can advise people of examples of what's taking place that's really delivering on the promise of reusable packaging. And in someone in our position at the association, that's gold. That's wonderful information to work with. And I want to thank everybody who participates in our Excellence Award program and is certainly able to celebrate by being selected with an outstanding accomplishment. At the Reusable Packaging Association, we've been running this Excellence Award program for 10 years. This is the 11th year. And prior to this, we've had one winner in a reusable system. And we recognize of all the great things that's going on in the marketplace that we see around us with the exhibition and the showcase of innovations, that we need to go bigger. We need to recognize and award things that are taking place in the market. So we kept the reusable system traditional award, and we added to it with design innovation and product technology for a total of 3 categories. Well, we actually exploded then in terms of the number of applications that we received, and have realized very quickly that it's become very competitive, which makes it exciting for us to be a part of, and certainly to shuffle through, and unfortunately though, get to a point where we've got just a handful of winners in the process. So in recognizing the Reusable System Award, which we have 3 winners to celebrate today, it's really looking at measured performance of reusable packaging in the market. Benefits that are related to economics like efficiencies and cost savings, and also the environmental as well, is quantifying evidence of reductions in solid waste, elimination of pollution, excellent conservation of resources. And it's the ability to have both to demonstrate that you can have the economic opportunity with the environmental savings is what really becomes most exciting. So that kind of measured approach with real world data, not just anecdotal, is what we seek with that award system. We also have the design innovation, which was one of the newer ones, and looking at cutting edge design and how that could lead to a benefit in the marketplace. And design becomes such an important role at the very onset of products that we need to celebrate when design can overcome a barrier to allow for effective use of reusable packaging. And then finally, there's no secret about where we are with technology and being able to celebrate how technology is making smart and connected reusable packaging products that's taking it to a whole new level of performance and value. And that's an award that we're also very excited to get behind. And so you can see how this has grown into a program that's allowing us to look at all the great things that's taking place in the market. We've got 4 judges as part of our applications, and so far it's been a volunteer process, but I have a feeling that may need to change because the amount of effort and work that they put in is terrific, but they really seem to enjoy it. Definitely want to honor someone, Rick LeBlanc with Reusable Packaging News here. Thank you, Rick, for being one of our 4 judges. And I believe he would tell me, he says, yes, I was here from the very beginning as well, 11 years ago, but we don't have to talk about the old times. But he's been outstanding, is really serving continuity in our judging process as well. Dr. Laszlo Horvath with Virginia Tech. He is also one of our judges. Dr. Zanette Bose with the University of Florida, and Michelle Fay from Stop Waste out in Alameda County, California. That's the collection of our 4 judges who take the applications and really look at each one, scoring them effectively as the scores aggregate up into selecting the winner. So thanks so much for being a part of our judging panel, getting us here where we are today. Okay, let's have some fun and some excitement in terms of announcing the winners that we've already pre-announced, but honoring and recognizing here. And we've asked this year for them to talk a little bit about their product, what made it special, what made it unique. And that's what we're going to do today. We've got a plaque, a trophy here that we're going to be handing out. We do have some custom trophies that are in production. There's something about material shortages and supply chain disruptions that we're working through as well. But this is great to be able to have as a front, and then we're going to be honoring with something that is brand specific in terms of winning the Excellence Award program. So let me see if I can get us going first with our one of 5 that we're going to be honoring here today. And throughout this process, we'll be toggling between presentations to do. But one of the, starting off in recognizing Rivian and SSI SCHAEFER, this is an application that continues to evolve in terms of the excellence use of material, ocean-bound material, recovered plastic from marineways and oceans. And initially I thought the Design Innovation Award would be great because they're taking recovered plastic and recycling that's harming the environment and finding an excellent use for it. But this year they were able to say, okay, yes, we're doing that, but look at all the other benefits from environmental and the economic benefits, which is the 2 signatures of the Reusable System Award. And it really took off when you're able to combine the power of that combination of excellence and environment and economic impact. And it really became a lead with the applications and something that is well deserved of being the winner here today. So here to receive the award from Rivian and SSI SCHAEFER, got a team I believe is coming up. Andy from SSI SCHAEFER and Chris, I believe, from Rivian. Thank you so much. And we got, let's see, 2 of you guys here. We'll go ahead and hand the award to one of you. Want to congratulate the Rivian team and also the SSI SCHAEFER team in terms of winning this outstanding award of excellence. Thank you. I think our colleagues have maybe take a photo or two. Got it? Thank you so much. So I'm going to put up your slides. The stage is yours. And do we have the microphone, the handheld? Oh, I got it here. I'm sorry. Got a lot going on in this podium here.
Hello? All right. All right, guys. Well, first of all, thank you. And I would like to just congratulate all the other winners today. So obviously, there's 5 winners today, but really, the environment is what's winning every time an award's given out, so that's pretty exciting. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about, there's quite a few people that can't be up here with us today. This is truly a team effort. At SCHAEFER, we started this process or project about 3.5 years ago. We were working on ocean-bound plastics with a sister division of ours, and Rivian approached us, and they're like, hey, this is what we care about. This is our passion. This is our vision. And we want to make ocean-bound plastics. We want to make everything we can out of ocean-bound plastics. And we're like, great, we're working on it already. Let's figure out how to make this work together. But there was a massive team effort to make it happen. There's individuals from SCHAEFER that aren't here. There's a lot of people actually in the audience here today from Rivian, which is exciting. A lot of hard work went into from those individuals, but other individuals at Rivian. And I would tell you at Rivian, it doesn't end there. It ends at all the way at the top. Their entire leadership believes in how they can make a difference and an impact in the environment, which is ultimately the coolest thing you've ever seen. The culture there is so refreshing and so neat. And I don't want to sit here and act like we're the only ones doing this. So one of our biggest competitors, ORBIS is doing a lot of the same things we are. They produce ocean-bound plastics as well. And ultimately, the more that we all can do, the bigger impact we make as an association or as an Earth, right? So it's really neat. And I'm just really excited to be a part of it. It's been a really fun ride. I've met a lot of really cool individuals. And And it's been just a neat process to see the impact we could make. So I think that's all I have. And here's Patrick.
Thank you, Andy. Wanted to thank Tim and the RPA as well for including us, and the judges. Thank you, Rick, for choosing our application as a winner. Huge shout out as well to both teams. As Andy was saying, there's people back in Charlotte as well, our material experts. Huge shout out to Morris for doing a lot of the legwork here to make this dream come true. So with that, we've prepared a short presentation to kind of walk through our journey so far and kind of where we're taking it. So with that, I think we can start really by talking about, for those who are not familiar with ocean-bound plastic, what is it? So essentially, ocean-bound plastic is waste. It's primarily referring to single-use plastics like water bottles or milk jugs that end up getting polluted and end up in our waterways, our coastlines, and eventually into our oceans. So recently what's been going on, a lot of companies are emerging who are working to clean this up and for the overall goal of reusing it in a way that's good for the environment. And that's exactly what we've done. We've partnered up with some of these companies to basically bring this into a reality, use ocean-bound plastics in a production setting. So with that, I think I'll pass it to Kristen so she can kind of describe that process.
Thank you. Are we able to?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. So how does OBP come into Rivian in our packaging? So it usually starts out as single-use consumer packaging. So go to the grocery store, you see laundry detergent bottles, milk jugs. That's a lot of where it starts. And it ends up in areas that usually lack waste management or have none at all. Areas where these are consumed and then just disposed into the streets and waterways and eventually would end up into the ocean. We have incredible collector partners that set up collection sites here and are able to employ local residents to collect this material in sustainable jobs. They process this material locally. They sort it by plastic type, by colors. From there, they bale it, they flake it, get it washed up, and then that's fed into a pelletizer and converted into resin. I think it's the other slide. And then from there, that resin is used by SCHAEFER and other companies like that to convert into totes and bins that we order and use in our supply chain. And at Rivian, we identify this by a little simple label that just says made from 100% ocean and reclaimed recycled plastic. So that's visible all throughout our supply chain in the plant, our part suppliers. It's always a present memory right there. I'm going to hand it over to Chris.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chris Alberti. I'm the logistics manager for Rivian. I think probably like many of us here in the area, we grew up swimming in the lakes around the Midwest, specifically for me, the Great Lakes. And one of the cool attributes about ocean-bound plastic that we found was when we ran it through the molds, it kind of created this naturally occurring wave at the injection points, which reminded me a lot of kind of the sandy shores just off the coastline. So I'd like to pass this one around if we can. Just make sure it ends up back at SCHAEFER's booth at the end of the day. So that was something that we really ran with and inspired us to try to maximize the ocean-bound content that we possibly could use. And with that in mind, for our R1T and R1S vehicles, on our first go-around in 2001, we diverted 1.3 million pounds of ocean-bound plastic into our returnable packaging. So that's pretty exciting, right? But wait, there's more. In 2022, we pulled another 1 million pounds from the waterways and implemented it in our electrical delivery van as well. So combined, just to give you an idea of what that impact might mean in kind of our everyday household items, that 2.3 million pounds equates to 14.8 million milk jugs, water bottles, grocery bags, and bottle caps as well. So on top of the environmental impact, there's even more important work being done, and Kristen can carry us home here.
Yeah, and then ocean-bound plastics, it's just more than an environmental impact. I mean, that's, the driving story, but the basis of it is it's not just a beach cleanup. It's not that at all. It creates collection, incentivizes proper disposals in these areas, taking value into waste that otherwise would have no purpose in being recycled. And it employs a lot of local residents to have currency, education, whatever type of resources they need with these collection partners. A lot of this is collected in Philippines, Haiti, Indonesia, Brazil, and most recently Egypt. And we were able to connect that 2.3 million pounds that Chris just spoke on, impacts directly 462 collectors and their 1,987 family members. It's something we are so incredibly... It's something we're very excited to keep growing, and it really wouldn't be possible without SCHAEFER and being able to do all these trials with us, push the boundaries, go in their manufacturing plant and keep upping that percentage in the trials. I know it was like a unique material to trial out, and they've been an incredible partner, as well as all of our supplier partners. It's been an incredible journey, and we're really hoping that we can inspire other companies to give this a trial and try to make as much impact as we can.
I think we'll just add one last comment, and these guys said it best earlier when we were having lunch together. This is just the beginning, and I think everyone, to Kristen's point, needs to get on this bandwagon and figure out how we can make a bigger difference. I mean, it's incredible what they've accomplished already, but this is just a start. We have lots of new products made out of ocean-bound plastics that are coming out right now, and it's just an exciting time for the industry. So change is good. Thanks, guys.
Well, congratulations again, Rivian and SSI SCHAEFER. Thanks so much. So our second award winner with the reusable system is a combination of a supply chain with fresh eggs and dairy, going from the farm, being packaged and processed, to say with eggs, through the supply chain into the retailer HEB in Texas. And it's an incredible operation when you look at the delicacy, the perishability of eggs, packaging them into a more rigid, durable product, and what might happen. And it's been an incredible innovation to see reusable plastic containers being brought to market for these perishable products, including something as fragile as eggs are. And here, we're here to honor the work of IFCO Systems with their reusable plastic container, or RPC, that's designed to protect fresh eggs and to provide an effective shipping unit from the farm operations all the way through to the retail store. Working with their egg supplier partner, NestFresh, into HEB in the marketplace, being able to demonstrate both the environmental impact of that reuse system of eliminating solid waste, but also the economic benefits, including those that would match to about 50% of reduction in shrink and damage of eggs. So if you just do the pen, the paper, as far as what that could be in terms of an economic opportunity of eliminating that waste, not just solid waste, but food waste as well, associated with the effective and a more sustainable way of delivering eggs to the marketplace. So I'd like to honor the HEB, NestFresh, and IFCO Systems as part of the 2022 Excellence in Reusable Packaging Award for a Reusable System. Brian Tate, thanks so much. Congratulations. Thank you. Let's see. One to each of you. Here you go. So, photo up there. Thank you so much. Maybe I would pass the mic and say a few things.
It's good. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. That works, right?
Yeah.
There we go. No, it's an honor to be on stage and receiving the award today. It's definitely an honor to be in front of you and to be able to tell you a little bit about what we do and the partnership on this project. We are missing a critical piece of the component here. A representative from NestFresh, the egg provider, was not able to join us, but I guess what I'd like to share with you is how critical the three of us were together in the whole process. For those of you that don't know, IFCO Systems is the world's leading RPC pooler for the fresh produce industry and really anything fresh within the grocery store. So As Tim mentioned, when we get the opportunity to work on something like eggs, it fits squarely into things that we like to do. We're strong and fresh. We add a lot of value in terms of packaging protection and waste reduction inside the fresh channels. So this was a particularly interesting project for us to get engaged with. Plus, when HEB calls, you don't say no, right? You give it a shot. So that in addition to it kind of being near and dear to my heart because it's Texas-based and there's a strong passion at HEB to take care of Texas. It really hit a lot of switches for us and a lot of triggers. So IFCO launched the egg crate, the first reusable egg crate, over 10 years ago. And so we had a working model and an idea of how the supply chain works. But as with all things, it's different. And what we had off the shelf, so to speak, wasn't right for the customer. So we decided to scratch it and really kind of start over. And that's probably the biggest, I guess, point of pride for us is the process we went through to really just kind of scrap everything we knew, look at what was working in the existing solution, and then also apply it to something new and innovative, all within the kind of the restrictions of the pandemic. So some of my favorite stories about as we were rolling this out, as we were testing, if it's not hard enough to like follow a crate from a chicken house to a DC to a couple hundred stores, that's hard enough. But then you got to do it inside of a pandemic and the restrictions, keeping people safe. It was very challenging, but everybody was invested. Everybody was willing to jump on calls, video calls. I'll tell you, one of my best stories is curbside's become such a huge thing because of pandemic. The first prototype we delivered to HEB was a curbside delivery. It was me pulling up behind the building and passing the prototype through the fence and then letting them have a look at it and then coming retrieving it later. We did several show and tells, from a safe distance from each other, looking at the prototypes and examining it, masked up, parking lot show and tells outside. So we just really did what we had to do to get it over the line in the end. So it was a lot of fun, but it was a very challenging environment to collaborate and really try and get it right. As Tim mentioned, it's a bit of an unforgiving commodity. You can't be too big because then they shake and they break. You can't be too small because then you crush the eggs. So there's a fair amount of precision that we had to go into it with and to make it work. I can't tell you how cool it was for me as kind of a retail nerd is to see the level at which HEB then made us jump through and the testing and the rigor and the feedback and the stakeholders that we got really good timely feedback in. I think we tested in multiple regions and multiple stores, got all kinds of partners to chime in on what they liked, what they didn't like. And by the time we came to market, I felt like we nailed it. I felt like we really had it right. We took pretty much kind of a boring concept like a square box and made it 3 times more efficient for the reverse logistics. It's definitely the cleanest sanitary RPC in the market based on the IFCO protocols for food safety and washing. We also take very seriously our testing and our washing around avian flu. So that's another nuance within the commodity that you need to understand and you have to kind of design and prepare your back-end systems for. My operations people still don't love me. They had to figure out how to make this work. In pooling, standardization is the king of all kings. This is not standard to any other produce crate that we carry. So another example where they just had to figure it out and they're doing it with flying colors. So a lot of good people out there just contributing on this, helping to make it work. And, really we're kind of the third leg of the stool. We're in the background. It was really just us trying to listen and participate and give HEB and NestFresh what they both needed. So we are happy to kind of be in the background and be that supporting mechanism to get them there.
I'm just going to be short. I just wanted to recognize IFCO and NestFresh for being so patient with us because, as Brian mentioned, we went through multiple iterations and we scratched everything a couple times and we went through all kinds of hoops and also throughout our supply chain from all the way from transportation to warehousing to store operations, procurement. So they've been extremely flexible and of course helping us out because it's the biggest employer in Texas. I mean, we have a mission to feed Texas, but we also got to take care of our earth and our, environment. And also, we usually get recognized for food, but receiving an award like that, it means a lot to us. So I wanted to recognize RPA and thank you for recognizing our efforts into that. Thank you.
Congratulations again to HEB, NestFresh, and IFCO Systems. Well done, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. Okay, our third winner, and it's not in any order. They're all the same winners, but we have to have a sequence. This is outstanding accomplishment here, certainly also in the automotive industry. But one of the examples provided with the AdjustaPak by ORBIS Corporation, working with their partners Volvo Cars, is to actually create something special that's inside the four walls of a container. We look at boxes, we look at crates, and we think that these totes are just the four walls with the base, but there's things that you can do inside that's called dunnage. And they've got this sliding dunnage innovation that takes place as part of the system inside the AdjustaPak crate. And with that, they're able to achieve much better efficiencies in terms of the packaging, I think in this case, steering wheels, by enabling more steering wheels packed in a particular box versus prior, you're able to gain efficiencies and unit load deliveries that add up over time. A lot of steering wheels that are being used. And it's a fantastic example of that reusable systems are not necessarily just about the particular packaging product, but how the customization and how new technologies can be applied to that product to make it even work that much more efficient and that much more effective in the supply chain. So here honoring with Reusable Systems, we've got Mike Emerson with ORBIS Corporation and J.K. McKenzie with Volvo Cars. Thank you so much. I want to drop these here. Mike, J.K., congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we've got some slides teed up for you. Just a moment, please.
Perfect.
That should work there. Just on the right button there.
Appreciate everyone being here. Again, we didn't think we would win this award, but I mean, it was fantastic. I'm sure there was quite a few other contestants out there that had great packaging. Again, we appreciate the award with Orbis, Volvo. We're a team effort in this. So I started out working with Volvo 2021. They came to us and they said, hey, we have a pack that we have steering wheels. We pack them in expendable boxes. I said, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Expendable boxes? Don't they get damaged? They're like, yeah, well, we're having some issues. So we need something to help us along. I said, okay, well, what do you have in mind? He said, well, we've seen this slider bag out there. We don't know what it does, but we want to test it out. We want to see what we can do with it. So I said, okay, let me see what we can do. They said, oh, by the way, we currently get 30 steering wheels in the expendable. Can you get more? I said, okay, now you're going too far. Let us just take it one step at a time. Let's see if we can get 30. Well, what we ended up doing is all right, perfect. So what we ended up doing, we ended up getting 42 steering wheels packed in a 48, 45, 34 bulk bin. This consisted of fabric material where the steering wheels would nest into each other. There was 7 individual cells, but inside those cells there were 6 individual steering wheels. Each steering wheel, they were able to pull out, slide the bag, pull out, slide the bag, which also made it ergonomically for Volvo. Volvo is always looking for the best ergo way to unpack just about anything. So we came up with this solution, and we had a few revisions where we went through and we said, okay, what can we do to better this design? So the first design that we had was a aluminum rack inside of a bin. Slid those, okay, maybe we weren't utilizing the bin as much as we possibly could. So then we came up with a new innovation where we took out the rack and we put in a HDPE system on the bin itself with conduit rods. Those conduit rods had the bags hanging on with rings where you were able to slide the bag much easier towards the operator so he can then pull the steering wheels out from the bag. We thought for sure, again, there's no way that this would go through, and sure enough it did. They loved it, absolutely loved it. So now, with the amount of work that Volvo and Orbis has put together, we were able to save Volvo quite a bit of money in return, going from the expendable packaging to 30 parts per expendable to now 42 in a returnable. So I'll let JK kind of take over and he can tell you guys where that money was being saved.
Hey guys, JK McKenzie. I'm the head of packaging for Volvo Cars in the Americas. Just before I get started, just want to say thank you to the RPA, as well as congratulations to all of you guys who got awards today. I think it's a great thing that we're recognizing innovation and recyclability and so forth within our community. And I would also want to point out my engineer, Taylor Kolner, who was really led this project along with Mike here from Orbis. So great cooperation and partnership throughout this project. But just to go a little bit back to what Mike was saying, I would say first off, one of the key benefits to what we did during this whole entire project was what I call a mobile engineering type process, where Mike would come down and we would really walk the line and we would look at the operators unloading and unboxing and so forth, all of our parts, really end to end. Right time it got to from truck to dolly to line side, and then line side into some sort of consolidator type system where the expendable packaging was then used to be carried on throughout its life cycle. So I would say that was one innovation that we came up with, and really something that has worked well between our two companies thus far. Not only that, but I would say another thing that was really beneficial and something that we're all doing, and really as we continue looking at new and innovative ways to package our parts is quite a roadblock is the part availability in order to do these studies and to be able to do trial after trial after trial. So something we also did was we've got a fair share amount of 3D printed parts. I would say in the automotive community, it's quite, like I mentioned earlier, it's quite the roadblock to or speed bump to actually get the parts in order to do physical trials. Because we all understand that a lot of the times the parts behave differently in the 3D model world versus in the physical world. So that was also a key benefit. But some of the other benefits you can see here are part density. Of course, like Mike said, we're always trying to reduce CO2 increase our trailer utilization, especially for this part that's produced in Mexico. And the reusability, right? So we're always looking at how we can continue to use our containers 6 years and even longer, right? So hopefully this steering wheel doesn't change that much from model to model to model, but hopefully we can continue to use this and look at how this container can be modular and be used for other programs as we continue adding more vehicles to our Charleston plant. Not only that, but you can see the environmental and economic impacts, like I mentioned earlier, with the emission savings. We're all about emissions and saving on CO2 at Volvo. So again, you can see the savings right here, and then the waste savings, because there's a savings associated with the disposal. Even though the cardboard is recycled, there's a cost for that third party to come in and actually dispose of that, as well as the wood pallets that were associated with it that go into waste to energy cost. So with that, guys, yeah, I think it was just an incredible partnership between the two companies. I would say also like to mention that within our automotive world, I feel like there's not a lot of thinking outside the box, no pun intended there, but you know, and so to come up with an innovative packaging design, something that's not the norm, I would say kudos to you guys for really, from an engineering perspective, to be able to come up with something that works well and really follows Volvo's core principles, which is safety and quality and the environment. So appreciate that, and thank you guys again.
Well done. Thank you so much. Congratulations again to Volvo and ORBIS Corporation. Thank you again, JK. Thank you. Well, thank you, and congratulations again to the 3 winners of our Reusable Systems category. We're moving on to our Design Innovation, which I mentioned on the outset is a new award that really focuses on design as a way to overcome a problem or improve a condition in the marketplace. And our inaugural winner for the Design Innovation Award goes to Paxxal for their PX3 new pallet that they brought in the market. Congratulations to the Paxxal team. It's got some great innovation as far as using different manufacturing types, including injection molding and rotomolding, to be able to have 2 different compositions and manufacturing techniques in a both top and bottom of a pallet. And so they're really taking the design innovation of pallets to a whole new level of performance. And we're excited to be able to recognize that in the design innovation as it's leading to more benefits in the marketplace. So I'd like to present the award, 2022 Design Innovation Award, to Ben Stoller, who's the president and chairman of Paxxal Group, for their PX3 dual modality molded plastic pallet. This is yours here, Sir Stoller. Congratulations. And the Paxxal team is coming on stage too. So congratulations, guys, with the demonstration of the product. I'm told they're not going to pass it around during this. So I'm going to go ahead. Here's a microphone for you, Mr. Stoller. Congratulations. Yeah. Go
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Excellent. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for this award. I want to thank everyone here, all my colleagues, the esteemed judges, who we've worked with for a while, my funders, and most importantly, my team. Some of my team came out to help accept the award, so thank you guys. This has really been a journey for us. We started out in a small conference room in the middle of Indiana with a ton of constituents from the retailers, you know, big guys, Walmart, Costco, some of the guys you guys have heard before, the large pallet manufacturers who use plastic pallets or wood pallets every day. Then we also did something else. We brought in the recyclers, transportation, and other stakeholders, constituents that could all help us figure out where we wanted to go. We actually started out as a material sciences company. We have a material that's basically 30% lighter than plastic alone, 10 times stronger, and we found a great application, which is the pallet. Along the way, we brought in engineering specialists. We went through many trials and tribulations, but we finally got to our production pallet with all the benefits that people look for in ISO 8611 and GMA. And we feel we've hit the perfect pallet. Basically under 50 pounds, exceeds 400 trips. They're affordable, first for the reduced capex of the rotational molding, married with the material sciences I discussed before. They're repairable. We embed technology to capture locations, and all of the pieces are 100% recyclable at the end, which is fantastic for the ESG movement, environmental social governance. Right now, we've been working closely with the RPA. We've been closely with a lot of our customers. The first production pallet set to roll off in November. So we're all very excited about that. And this award really validates the hard work, the sweat, tears, blood for some of these guys here that we put into this pallet. So once again, thank you for the award. Team, thank you. And everybody, thank you for attending. Great.
Congratulations. Nice job. Okay, one left. Thank you so much, and congratulations again to Paxxal. Our new product technology award is again an exciting area for us to examine what's taking place in the market, what new emerging innovations are occurring for things like asset management, monitoring with sensors the condition of product as it moves through the supply chain, more automation in terms of identification with labeling and other aspects. It's a phenomenal new development that really is taking the industry into a whole new level of value for the users of the product. And in this case, as they knew, we had some tremendous applications come in, but one rose to the top from Surgere, and we want to definitely honor them in the award recognition for their asset tracking solution of taking technology, but it's not just getting data, it's understanding what to do with the data and interpreting it as far as some actionable information through their platform of Interius that's allowing for users to really maximize the value associated. So it's important when we look at data collections, one thing, but making it mean something for your business and management assets of using a platform is a whole nother area of value that they're bringing to the marketplace. So I'd like to bring the team from Surgere to the stage and to recognize with the trophy. Tom, I believe you're... Here you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Congratulations. Thank you. And you do have a few slides I'm going to put up. Here you go. Thank you.
So as we're getting that loaded, I just want to thank the RPA very much, as well as the judges and the fellow winners. It's pretty exciting for us. It's an honor for me to accept this on behalf of Surgere Technology Award through the RPA. And I'm sure in the years to come, there will be a lot more exciting technology winners as we move forward here. So we have a software platform called Interius that basically visualizes assets over the supply chain within the four walls, throughout a complex outside, outdoors, and parking lots and finished goods areas. So really what we try to do is using our proprietary software and partnering with many different hardware providers and tag providers. We bring all of that information together, and we want to be the single source of truth, which we are for many of our clients. So if you go to the next slide, part of our solution, one thing that we say about the office and with our clients is we follow the tag. So the tag could be passive RFID, it could be active RFID, it could be GPS, it could be Bluetooth, but we follow the tag. And why we follow that tag? Because we are very good, over 99% accurate on tracking the tag out the supply chain within a facility. Like I said, anywhere that tag goes and we have hardware to capture it, we are going to capture that. And part of following the tag is, it's fine if you follow it, but we understand, when did a tag leave or an asset leave? When did it get there? How long has it been there? Is it an area that is not being used? Are some of our clients losing money or losing value because there's always costs associated these assets, and if they're sitting idle for 60, 90, 120 days, are they lost, right? So all of those types of things go into our software suite. And you can see on the right, RC management. That is, one of our primary asset management. Have different locations, so over the road type of solutions, as well as within the four walls, warehouse management type systems, as well as yard management. So if we go to the next slide. So, another product that we have is package specification management. So this is where our clients, they basically have the ability to work with the designers of the packaging, probably many in the audience here today, where there's specifications for new models, the type of dunnage that they're going to need for specific, there's engineering drawings, there's workflows, approval. So there's a plan in place for that usage. Then the next step is to tag all of those assets so that they become identifiable throughout the ecosystem, whether that's supply chain or within your facility. And then really the most exciting thing is collecting all of this data, and there's been several talks today about ESG, about sustainability. So with our to track the returnable containers, if we focus on them, we can see where they're at, how long they've been there, but also we can do things, how many returnable containers are going onto trailers, right? And what is the cube, what is the cube plan versus the actual cubing that's going on in that trailer? What's the weight of the parts that are going on into those that are then going over the road, to look at different things like CO2 usage and emissions and opportunities to improve the cube utilization of a trailer, so you can maybe not send as many trailers that week or that month. So there's lots of different facets of just following that tag that we build into the platform to allow our clients to understand of their supply chain or their assets throughout their facility, but also around the environmental sustainability piece. So the last piece is data means nothing if you can't visualize it. To me, data means nothing if there's no actionable insights that are gained from data you're collecting. So some of the things that we do within our platform is we integrate with a lot of our clients' ERP systems or transportation systems, so we could actually give them real-time information on plan versus actual. So if there's a specific production plan in which one of their suppliers has to have X number of containers per day in order to meet production, we can tell them if those specific types of containers have there. What do they have in their safety stock? Are they going to have to use corrugate because they don't have enough on hand to satisfy the production demand from the manufacturer? So other things that we do just by following that tag is looking at turn and dwell. How long is it taking for a container or a type of container or even parts to move from the manufacturer to the supplier, and then from the supplier back to the manufacturer that's full and ready for the production line. So there's lots of different things that we do just by following the tag. And I just think, having this data, there's going to be more and more use cases. And we're finding just at this conference this week, there's more and more use cases around how we can just glean a lot of actionable insights just by following the tag. So thank you very much again.
Again to I don't need a mic, I think. But really appreciate everybody being here today to be a part of the celebration. There's some fantastic, again, commercial examples of what's taking place in the real world environment. But the uniqueness as well, from products to services, you can see that's what makes this system go, right? That's what makes the whole circle in the circularity of the effectiveness of reusable packaging. And so we're thrilled to have the participation. I want to thank our member companies, because without the members of the Reusable Packaging Association, we would not be here, and we'd not be able to honor and recognize this year our 2022 Excellence in Reusable Packaging Award winners. So congratulations again to all the winners. Thank you for being here, and really appreciate your interest and your pursuit for greatness in reusable packaging. Thanks so much.